Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you for watching today. Today's video is going to be all about candle labels. And there's my little doggy. He's shaking off Bucket. If he snores or makes any weird noises, I apologize. He's got a very short nose. He's a little French bulldog, as you may have seen. Anyway, thanks for joining today. We're going to be talking about all things candle labels. So I'm eventually going to do a screen share with you to show you how to make a label in Canva. And as always, thanks for subscribing, thanks for liking, and if you have any questions, put them in the comments below. When it comes to labeling, it was really hard for me to make a decision on actually what size of label I wanted, what color of label I wanted, what I wanted my labels to look at. So I'm just going to wing it. I don't know if you've been following my channel, but I don't have candles yet. So I'm still in the testing phase. And let me tell you, I'm going to make a video about that too. It is a bitch. It's rough. You think one works and it gets halfway down the jar and it doesn't work. And then it starts to smoke or soot and then you start again. And anyway, I've documented that process and I will share it with you. Today is about the fun part, actually the aesthetics and making the labels. So we'll go through Canva. I'll show you some of that. And then I'll show you how I decided on the actual size of my label. So when deciding on the size of my label, I basically made cutouts out of a piece of paper and then I taped them onto the label. Here's one of my jars and I basically just cut out this piece of paper and I taped it onto the jar. And I did this with many different sizes of paper so I could kind of find the right size that I wanted. And for my tins, I did the same thing. Here's a tin and this is the label that I've decided on this. So basically what I did is I just did paper cutouts and I taped them on the jar, and from there I decided what size I wanted. I didn't want to order a bunch of labels and then come to find out I don't even like the size. So that's how I decided to go, and I'm going to print I am going to print my own labels to begin with, and then I'm probably going to outsource that to a company like maybe Sticker Mule or Lightning Labels or something like that too. But that's how I decided on the size of my labels, is I just made simple paper cutouts. Next, I'm going to show you guys how I design my labels in Canva in case you are interested in learning how to do that, or you don't know how to do that, or you're just looking for some inspiration. So without further ado, here we go. And right now I am going to be going over with you how I design my candles or my candle labels in Canva. And my Canva account is a little bit of a mess. I love to create things. And so please disregard that. Here we go. I'm going to share my screen here and we're going to get going. Here, I'm going to show you, is my Canva account. Okay. So obviously I've created a bunch of things. I have a personal blog too. So I use Canva for literally everything. If you don't have Canva, you can get a free account, but I highly recommend the pro account. I think it's like $12.95 a month. I'll put a link in the video. And you have all the options. Like, it's quite amazing. And you can create so many things, just different things that you can do with, even personally for photography. I love that too. But anyway, here we go. So I'm going to show you my candle labels. Again, I don't have candles yet. I'm still working in the testing process, which is taking forever. But when I did my candle label test to see what size I wanted, I came up with, for the white jars that I have that I showed you previously, I am going to do 3" by 3". Okay. And so I just created mine without using a template, but you can also use a template, which I'll show you. Okay, and then I just hit duplicate and I created many different copies of the different candle labels that I'm going to be using. I also have a candle tin, and the size on this one is 3" by 1". Okay, so I've got a couple different options here. I haven't 100% decided. So we've got this one here, or we've got a plain and simple. I'm more of a simple girl. So we've got this size label here, or this design here. And I pulled both of these from templates, but then I kind of customized them. Okay, so now I'm going to show you how to make your own. I'm just going to exit out of here. What I do from the beginning is I just simply create a design. So up here in the right-hand corner, I'm going to hit create a design, and you can do a bunch of different sizes. Like, you can make it, they have pre-templated sizes here that are common. So YouTube banner, YouTube thumbnail. I created everything for my YouTube channel from Canva. Instagram story, Instagram post, okay, which is a square, and it gives you the size in pixels. Flyers, mobile video, postcards, labels, animated logos, anything that you want to create, you can create in Canva. It's simply amazing. I'm going for a custom size because I've got one pre-measured. So I'm going to go custom size. I'm going to move my face here from talking. It's over here. And I'm going to do the 3 by 3 first. So 3 by 3. Okay. And I have to choose pixels or inches. I choose inches for this. Okay. 3 by 3. And then I'm going to hit create new design. And so the actual size then opens up. Okay. Now what's really cool is if you'll follow my mouse here and you go over to the left-hand side, there's different templates that you can search in here. So if you're looking for ideas and you have no ideas, okay, there's tons of things here that you can do. Like this would be a cool candle idea, a candle label. Okay, so here, if you don't like it, you just simply click on a different one. I'm in the left-hand corner here. This would be a cute candle label. You're simply going to find one that you like and you're going to go with it, right? And you can customize it. This is cool. There's a ton of different options here that you can choose. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go with one and we can customize it from there. And this is just going to give you an idea of what you want to do. So I think I am going to choose this one. Okay. Now, if I were to choose this, I can use this font here, this Maria Aguada, I think it looks like is what it says, or you can go over here and choose your own fonts. Okay. And so I am going to choose my own font here, and it's going to be Montserrat Classic, I think is what the name of it is. Okay. And I think the name of our fragrance is going to be Sunrise Pineapple. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to move that around a little bit. Okay, and I know that I've got to put the information on my label that's required by the FTC. So we'll put that down here. I'm just going to kind of move these things around. All right. I do like this font here. And actually, I think that I want this to be a script. I liked the script that they had before. So actually what you could do is you could search for the name of it again, or just hit back. Okay. It's going to take you, if you're just hitting this back, there. Okay. I'm going to use that script, Sunrise Pineapple. So I'm going to move this back. You can see all these little pink grids that pop up when you're moving things around. So this one in the center is actually telling you that the highlighted text down here, creative entrepreneur, if it's centered or not. So I'm moving it around, okay, and there it is. That pink line right down the middle shows me that it's centered. When it goes dotted, it means it's a little bit off center, okay? So we're gonna actually change this text here to what's required. So we're gonna do coconut wax candle. Okay, I like this to separate things. And we're gonna put 11.5 ounces. And then we're gonna do in grams. I can't remember what the grams is, but we're gonna say it's we'll just say 283 grams. I don't know if that's right. So if you have an 11-ounce candle, make sure that you measure the weight of your candle. I have a video on that too. But that needs to be on there. Coconut wax candle, 11.5 ounces, 283 grams. And then it also needs to state on there manufactured by or distributed by, but I'm going to put that on my warning label. And I'm just going to put on here, and this is just for people's information, hand poured. Okay. Now, obviously this is a little bit big and it's not all on one line. So I am going to reduce the size. So if you go up here and you see that the font size is 6.9, you can reduce it, or you can highlight this and type in a font size if you have one in mind. Okay. So next I come down here and you see this little guy here. It's like a handle that allows you to easily move your text or anything around. So I can highlight this and move it around. Okay, pretty cool, right? What I'm going to show you next is I'm going to move this down and I'm going to show you that this little decoration here also moves around. Okay, and you can see that it's centered. See our dotted line pop back up, right? And all these are grids on here, these lines to help you keep things even. Okay, but that can be changed out and deleted. I'm going to keep it. I like it. But if, for example, you didn't like this, you would highlight it and hit delete. And then let's say you were like, oh my gosh, I didn't mean to do that. Simply come up here in the toolbar and hit undo, and it goes back. So you're safe that way. Okay, so we're going to do sunrise pineapple here, coconut wax candle. And then I also want to put my logo, right? Or my name on the candle so that people know who made it. You can come over here and you can have a place where you've done uploads. Okay, so this is where you can upload any picture or graphic that you want to upload, and you can pull information from here. So like, let's say you had your logo here. Mine is down here, so I'm going to pull it in. So She Said Candle Co. All right. Got a wide box. I'm going to move it, and I can move this logo wherever I want it to. Okay, so this logo doesn't look that great in my mind on this candle because of or on this label because of the color. So I can change it. I can make it smaller, right? I could move it around anywhere. I could put it down here with this, which is what I think I will probably do, or I could type out She Said Candle Co., which I have also. I'm going to delete it. Okay, so you can delete things, which is also very simple. If you wanted to create new text, like let's say I wanted to type out my candle name instead of using the logo, I would simply go here and I would hit add text. Okay, and then what happens is a new heading pops up. All right, so I've got to make sure that I use my font that I have in my logo, and that's what I'm going to do. So I happen to know that it's Open Sans, so I can try Open Sans here, type it in, and then all the Open Sans, I don't know if you say it sans, are going to pop up here. So there's bold, there's Open Sans light, there's extra bold, extra light, like there's all these different things. Okay, so I use Open Sans and Open Sans light. So I'm going to do Open Sans, and I'm going to do She. Whoops, I want it She, and then I'm going to add another text. Whoops, add heading, and it's going to say said, and this is going to be in all caps. And I'm actually going to use light. Okay, this needs to be in all caps as well. So see how they are, one is light, one is heavy, okay? Oops, I don't want to do that. Okay, so here's something crazy. So forgot to show you this. I always like to either have, if I'm going to be centering something left or having something on the left side, I want to make sure that up here, this little thing is your text center. So, or your text alignment. So if it's on the left, it's going to go left. If it's center, it's going to go there. And if it's right, it's going to be over to the right side. So I'm going to put mine to the left. Okay, and I'm going to move it here. All right, now if I highlight both of these, I can move them over together. Okay, now I need to create another box. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to duplicate this one since I'm using the same font for part of it. And see this guy here, duplicate. And I'm going to put candle. Okay, and then I'm going to duplicate this heavy one, so double. Oh, all right, so now I have my company name here, and I'm going to use that for my logo. Okay, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to reduce the size of all of them together. So I shift and hold and click, and then this corner I can make smaller. Okay, and then as long as I keep them all highlighted together, I can move them around together. All right, and so now I'm moving it into the center. Now what I want to do is I want a little bit of space between the She Said and the Candle Co. I'm using the right hand or the little arrow key on my keyboard, I can move it over just a tad. All right. So there we go. Pretty cool, right? Now, if I wanted to group anything together, like if I always wanted these to be the same space apart, I can highlight them all, and then up here, I can hit group. And now everything moves around together forever. If I wanted to ungroup them, I just hit ungroup. Okay, I'm gonna keep them together. So I like this for now. Okay, now you can see the background of this candle is kind of like, or this label is like a little bit of an off-white. I can change that too. So if I were to go over here, I can make it white, which I do like that. I can make it gray, don't like, pink, any color that I want. Okay, photo colors. It pulls the colors from the graphics that are originally on your page, or I can move it back to that kind of light pinky color that's up, whoops, that's up at the top here. Okay, so that's how I create my labels. All right, now let's say you have this label, you love it, and you just want to create some different names. So duplicate page. All right, here. Now what we can do is we can change the name, and we've got multiple different labels here. So we can do fresh, whoops, it's all caps. I don't want all caps. Fresh linen. Okay. And now I can do, let's see here, sweater weather. Okay. Awesome. So now let's say you wanted to change this graphic out. To delete it, we can go over here to elements. And you can type in anything here. You can type, let's type in splash. So all these different things come up. So this one's kind of cool. All right, now I love that, but let's say it's a little too dark. I'm going to come up here and see this gradient thing, transparency. You can make it lighter. Okay, so now you have this cool background on there that actually makes that a little bit lighter. Okay, you can, magic recommendations, look over here. Like, look at all these. I can delete that one and I could add this, and that's cool. This is cool. It adds it on top. So if there's anything on here that you don't want, you highlight and you delete. Okay, so let's say I don't like that one. And I don't like anything else here. I'm going to arrow back out of there, but I can scroll down. This is a cool one. Sweater weather. That's pretty cool. I like that. I can type in fire. And all these flames would come up. And to add them in, I simply just click on it. That one's cool. So I'm going to delete that. I'm going to duplicate my label. And I'm going to do fireside. And then we could delete the background here. And we could add that. That is really cool. That would be a cool label. Okay. And so that's basically how I do it. On my labels, I have elements, I have lines. So I love lines. And I love borders. Borders are hard with labels, I know, especially if you're printing your own, but I'm going to show you the border feature. So here's a border. All right, what I did is I just went over here and I clicked on the lines and shapes, and there's my line. Okay. So what the cool thing that I can do is I can make this line weighted, heavier or lighter. So I can go up here. You can do a rounded edge. You can do any of these dash lines. You can do rounded end points. So if I click this on, the end of my label is going to be round versus square. Okay. And then I can make it heavier. See how it's getting bigger, almost to a square, or I can make it really super tiny like that. Okay. So I'm going to make it medium. And if you know what the line weight that you want is, you can always type it in there. So I could type in 10 and then it makes it bigger. I could type in 5 and it makes it smaller. And I like to put them on the border. So I just pull on the edges here and it makes it longer. Okay, now it's covering the whole border. I always make sure it does. Now, if I keep it highlighted, I can duplicate it. And then I use my handle here to move it. So here it is. And then I can just move it all the way up to the top. We'll get rid of this one. So I can keep my candle label like that, which is pretty cool. Or I'm going to duplicate it again, and then I can turn it. So I can turn it sideways. All right, duplicate it one more time, and then I've got a full border over here. And I like the way that looks too. So that's how I create my labels on Canva. Now, how do I download them? I'm going to come to the shared tab over here. I am going to hit download. And then I need to change the format here. So am I going to download it in a JPEG? Am I going to download it in a PDF? It just kind of depends on how you want to use it. So I always like to download it in a JPEG and a PDF. So I have both options depending on where I'm exporting it to. So right now I'm going to download it as a JPEG. Okay. And it actually has a size in pixels, which is fine. And then it gives me the option on how many pages I want to download. So do I want to download all of these? Not necessarily. So let's say I just wanted to download one of them right now. I can just click on one. Okay. And then it's going to download the one that's highlighted. If I just wanted that page, it would be that page. If I wanted all of them, it would be all pages. Okay. I can uncheck this and it unchecks everything. I can do 1, 2, 3. I could do 1, 2, 4. Those are my options there. Okay. I'm going to do one and then I just click done. Okay. And it's going to download it in a JPEG format to my computer. Okay, so it's going through the download process here. It's going to pop up depending on what kind of computer you have. Wherever it pops up is, it could be up in the upper right hand corner depending on what browser you're using. But now I have the option to save this wherever I want. Right now it's saved in downloads, but I could do it in multiple different places. I could do it in the desktop, wherever I wanted. Okay, and so I'm going to save it to the desktop. I'm going to delete it after this video, but yeah, so now it's saved. Okay, so that's Canva 101 for candle label making. I hope that you found this video informative. I'm more than happy to answer questions, and I'll put other Canva tutorials on here as well. But I showed it to you guys because that's what the process I'm in right now is. I'm creating the labels so that when my testing is done, I can just print them all out and I can put them on my candles and I'll be ready to go. I just can't wait. I can't wait to get done testing my candles. Such a long process. So thank you all for watching. Peace out.